Way I heard it, salt upon wounds butchered everyone in New Canaan, and nailed their corpses to the cliffs. What can I tell you? Whew! Glad to hear it. That'll be some happy mama, huh? Thank you. Really, it means a lot to me. Feels good to be doing some actual scouting, not just following. For as long as I remember, the dead horses have thought that places of the old world were taboo. Doesn't look so spooky to me. Well then, let's get to trading.
Goddamn! Hey, are you?
I won't last long.
Your day I bet! Say I you!
Gotcha! Why do you carry all those bottle caps anyway? They jangle like crazy. the shadow of a ghost. Why do you carry all those bottle caps anyway? They jangle like crazy. Fighting time! I hear some odd things about the civilized lands outside Zion. Is there really a giant thunder lizard people live inside? Gotcha!
Katubiu.
I'm glad to see you're still with us. Well, I'll be. I was starting to lose hope we'd be able to get any of this, much less all of it. Tribals are smart, but, well, they're ignorant. Letting go of a taboo is difficult for them. So I knew it would have to be one of us. Turns out all it took was a Gentile, or, no offense. These supplies are a godsend. But if we're going to evacuate Zion without drawing more White Leg attention, I need you to go back into the valley. Specifically, I need you to scout out some locations for White Legs and try to recover a map of Grand Staircase, a wilderness area to the east. There's also the matter of the roads. We're going to be heading out of the east side of the park, but I'm not sure the way is clear. I appreciate the enthusiasm. There aren't a lot of people in the wasteland with kindness to spare for anyone who isn't kin. Since you've been poking around the valley, one of the Sorrow's hunters, Waking Cloud, has volunteered to help guide you through the valley. She has a special talent for staying out of sight. After this, it's just a matter of getting everyone out of here safe and sound. And hopefully you can head back to the Mojave without any more trouble.
Well, here we part ways. I'm needed back at the Dead Horses camp. Maybe I'll see you there sometime. I will. Good gunning, Akis.
Daniel said that I was to travel with you until you have completed your scouting. Certainly. Katubiu. I do. A fine husband and 3 children. I miss them each day, but I take comfort in knowing they are safe. When we learned that Salt Upon Wounds had defiled Zion with his presence, Daniel ordered the children, the old, and the sick evacuated from the camp. My husband volunteered to lead the hunters that went with them for protection. I try not to worry about them, but we have had no news for so long, and Daniel seems sad when I ask him about it. Sad and... perhaps he will.
I'm glad to see you're still with us. If you could part with it, healing powder would be welcome. We have enough. Brock and Xander plants can be found throughout the valley. And you might even find some on White Leg. Thanks. What do you want? Oh, well, that's true. Waking Cloud is a talented midwife. She certainly brought more children into the world than I have. But there are some problems she's never dealt with. One of them came up when she was having her 3rd child, and I really didn't do much. What, I did. Her 3 children are safe. They made it north weeks ago and met up with New Canaanites heading east. Her husband didn't make it. He died protecting their children from a white-leg attack. Do not tell Waking Cloud. She is one of the only Sorrows who can communicate easily with us, and her tribe needs her to be strong right now. To everything, there is a season. I know, you're right. I should. Zion can't become the next New Canaan. The Sorrows don't deserve that. Sometimes I look at them and wonder if they would have been better off if those old trails had stayed forgotten. If we had never found any of them. Father in the... Oh, right. He's some spirit the Sorrows used to believe in. Watched over them from the caves in the valley. They marked some of the caves around here because they think they'll be punished for going inside. I think as more of them learn the teachings of the New Canaanites, they'll lose their old superstitions. Oh? Oh. Of course. How stupid of me. They probably also think Mary is the mother and Jesus is the child. No wonder they picked up on things so easily. I guess it just goes to show how...
Katubiu. What? No. You must be mistaken. Daniel would have told me. How dare he? What gives him... Perhaps. I will have to have a very long talk with Daniel when all of this is over. Thank you for telling me this truth. Katubiu. Battle is not my strongest skill. I will fight with my skills lie elsewhere. I will fight with my That seems sensible.
Gut.
Katubiu. Nayu.
Oladu Sagasi.
O Father, guide and protect us, your humble children, as we labor in the vineyards, and make us strong to resist those who would steal Zion from us.
Hola, outsider. Welcome, child of omens. Take drugs, kill a bear. Seek medicine plant. Return with sacred datura root. Receive visions of truth, they guide you. Go. You have root of sacred. Wise man knows when to shout.
Katubio, Nayu.
Gut.
You have root of sacred datura? These roots made sacred vision tea. You drink, you drink. Tea is strong. Tea is bitter. Wisdom is strong. Wisdom is bitter. You see? You go to cave, find ghost of she, lay ghost to rest. This your quest. Bring peace where was strife. Go.
Katubiu. Daniel says that most people outside value Father's ways. Perhaps when you leave, you will carry his word with you.
By the rivers of Babylon there we sat down. Yea, we wept, when we remembered Zion. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall he be, that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be, that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Do you know what it means? Given those two choices, yes. In the best of all possible worlds, they would just leave us in peace. But they won't. I don't enjoy killing, but when done righteously, it's just a chore, like any other. Practiced hands make for short work, and the good Lord knows there's much to be done here. Daniel and I don't agree on everything, but in our hearts, we both want what's best for the Sorrows and Dead Horses. You've seen what the Whitelegs do, and I think you know what has to be done. If Daniel... Zion may not be lost. Of course. Think on it, and look in your... Welcome back. He's a butcher. Believe me, I know the godless fire that burns in his heart. I've been burned by it myself. He's not the kind to let his subordinates do all the killing. No, he likes to have a hand in it, with that spear of his. He's fashioned himself an abomination before the eyes of the Lord. I'm happy to serve as an instrument. It's not something I enjoy, but I pray to God that someone may learn from my mistakes. What would you like to know? You are kind to offer, but no, there's nothing you can do. We don't use chems, but I learned long ago that I'm immune to their effects. It never stops burning. My skin. Every day I have to unwind the bandages and replace them with fresh ones. Exposing my body to the air is like living through it again. But it's better to be clean than comfortable. It's not... I was born in Ogden, what people came to call New Canaan. Things were more peaceful when I was growing up. When I was a young man, I went out into the world to do missionary work, as all New Canaanites do. I traveled along the Long 15 and followed 89 south into Arizona. Along the way, I met two men from a group called the Followers of the Apocalypse. Edward Sallow and Bill Calhoun. They came to teach the tribes. Calhoun was a good man. Edward was the one who got us into trouble down the road. No, not then. Back then he was just Edward. Smart man. Young, but we all were. We thought we could hike into the Grand Canyon and talk to Blackfoots. We did. And the Blackfoots were friendly enough at first. But eventually... I've thought back to that day so many times. I must have mistranslated. Something must have been mixed up, because the Blackfoots decided we weren't going to leave. The rest is history, assuming Edward hasn't changed it. This way lies the path to hell. Caesar needed me to translate. Translation became giving orders. Giving orders became leading in battle. Leading in battle became training, punishing, terrorizing. A series of small mistakes. And I stayed in that darkness until after Hoover Dam. After I failed Caesar and he had me burned alive, thrown into the Grand Canyon. I survived because the fire inside burned brighter than the fire around me. I fell down into that dark chasm, but the flame burned on and on. The next morning, I woke up and crawled out of the northern edge of the Grand Canyon, that cursed place. It took me 3 months to reach New Canaan. It was as though the prodigal son had returned. They welcomed me like I had never left, never done anything to shame them. The fire that had kept me alive was love. Their love. God's love. I will never be able to repay the debt I owe to them, but I must try. I try not to involve myself with matters of the Mojave anymore. All I know is from before the Battle of Hoover Dam. Better than Caesar, but that's not a high standard. Too much love of money and ownership. Not enough love of God and giving. Any society that derives its power and authority from the will of man alone. I had heard of him, but when we were preparing to enter the Mojave, he didn't seem relevant. From what I've learned since Hoover Dam, he handled the Mojave tribes in a fashion not entirely dissimilar from Caesar.
I am always a little sad to leave the Narrows. I'm happy to return. have seen many strange plants in the valley. Plants that seem to hunger for human flesh. Where they come from, I do not know. You leave me no choice. Messy business. I am glad it's over. You leave me no choice. I have this under control. So, this is the ghost of She's lair. I was never brave enough to try to find it. It's grievous. I need help. Even my best herbs won't work. I need help.
Does Ghost of She like quiet? Then visions of truth are at an end. Will you learn from truth? Maybe. Here, take. Gift to remind you of visions. Use well, or sell to cure.
If something of mine will help you, take it. I hope you would do the same for me. Katubiu.
Devon! Anna ya we with you.
Yao Guai. Even our strongest hunters could not hope to kill so many. Fighting so many at once is a dangerous prospect, unless you are a truly mighty warrior. This many so close together suggests a nest nearby. Did Daniel not give you some of the new Canaanites' fire clay? That could easily collapse it. Look around, and see if you can find a cave nearby. I know you are eager to leave Zion, but perhaps you might find peace if you stayed. Think about it. Father, I ask that you guide this woman who is the vessel of your will. Show her the light of your wisdom and the peace of your love. Amen.